Hello and welcome. I want to talk about how you handle students and groups and classes in Praze. Now, when you log into Praze, you log into a particular subject, and that subject will have a cohort of students who might do several different assignments. And each assignment might have a different structure, as in the students might be in a different class or maybe more likely working in different groups. So we have a way of managing the students within the subject. And in Praze, at the top of the screen is a button with the subject name on. And up there you can manage the forms for the subject. We're not going to look at that now, but you can manage the users. Clicking on that, we can look at a few lists. This student list I'll look at now, this shows the students that are enrolled in the subject, and they might have been enrolled from a learning management system. Here's a list, and it shows you the students' username, their name, the number of times they've logged in, and the last time and date they logged in. The subject membership list has all the other people in the subject as well, like the staff. You can upload a new list. This must be in CSV, comma separated value format. Most likely you'll download a list from a learning management system, or you can construct your own list in a spreadsheet or text editor, so long as it's in the format username, student number, surname, given names, full name, and email. And there's a sample file there. Choose a file, decide whether you want to replace or add, then click the Update button. Similarly, further down the screen, you can do the same for staff lists. You could decide to enter manually, or you might want to delete users. That brings up a screen where you can delete users. I'll go back now to the dashboard. Having got users in your subject, you might want to set them up into different classes, like tutorial classes, or groups for group work, or assign topics to them. And that will be done on a per assignment basis. So for this subject, which we already have users in, there's a number of assignments here. I'm going to choose this third one, Climate Report. I have students in the subject, but I haven't set up their groups yet. Now you might do this in the wizard as you're going through setting up the assignment. I didn't do that, so I'm going to go to the option menu here on the right, choose Edit Assignment, and this presents an overview screen of the assignment where all the settings you made in the wizard can be looked at and changed. Title, descriptions, submissions, reviews, distribution rules, and feedback. So you can come in here and change anything and everything. And one of the choices at the top is users, and this is where you manage the group structure for that particular assignment. I'll say yes, this assignment has groups, and the choices here are to manually enter the group structure, upload a list, or clone it from somewhere else. Let's quickly look at manually enter. If you've got just a small number of groups or classes, then you might use this way of doing it. Adding a class. You can add the class, you can select the maximum number of people allowed in that class if you wish. This might be a tutorial group. You might want to choose an assessor, maybe a secondary assessor, and a description if you wish of the class. Once you've added a class to the assignment, you can then add a group to that class. So a group might be a team of students doing an assignment. And again, you can set a maximum size, you can set assessors, and so on. And then you might set other classes and other teams. Having set up classes and groups, the next step is to add students to each class and then to each group within that class. So with this class 1, I'll view the membership, and you'll see a list on the left of all the available students in the subject. I'm going to grab just a group of them and move them into this class. And then don't forget to click Save Membership on the bottom. Now that class has got, in this case, 19 students. I'll go into this particular group we call Team 2, and do a similar thing. We'll take some of the students and add them into that group. We have a maximum of 5, so I'll just take 5. Click Save Membership. There we are. So for a small number of groups, that's a fairly straightforward process. If you have a larger number of groups or classes, it's much easier to upload a list you can prepare in a spreadsheet. The format of the list must be username, class name, and group name. I'll show you what one looks like. Here's one I prepared earlier. The usernames are Praze 02, etc. Obviously not real students. The classes I named Monday tutorial, Tuesday tutorial, and so on. And the group names Group A, Group B, etc. So choosing that file, which is called sample group allocation, and then clicking upload will upload that group structure. And it then shows you what it looks like. So you can see now we've got a number of groups. Friday tutorial group, these are the two I just prepared manually, but Friday tutorial group has 17 students, 6 in group Q, 6 in group R, and 2 in group S. And you can edit these here as we saw before. Finally, you might want to clone a structure from another assignment. If you click on that, you'll see a list here of any other assignments that have a group structure, and it'll tell you the number of classes and the number of groups. And if you had one assignment and then had the same classes, for example, in the next one, that's a quick way to get the same students into that structure. And as always, you can see a summary of who's in what classes or groups from the link down the bottom. And this shows you each group. And in this case, some students have not been allocated to a group. There it is. That's how we set up classes and groups in Praze.